Good morning, dear students. I am teaching chapter 2. Name of the chapter 2 is the microorganism friends and foe. And in last topic I have discussed about the kinds of microorganisms, and in this I told you viruses, bacteria, fungi, algae, and then I told you what is the unicellular organism, what is the multicellular organisms, and today I will tell you some important discoveries in microbiology. So in this I will tell you, first one is the Robert Hooke. You know that Robert Hooke in year 1665 he observed cork cells, and in that bacteria and spermatozoa using his own crude microscope. And then Anton von Leeuwenhoek in year 1676 first to describe and sketch microbes. And Louis Pasteur in year 1857 to 1859 discovered that fermentation is caused by yeast, that is a fungi, and you can see that this proved the theory of spontaneous generation. Robert Koch in 1882 gave the germ theory of diseases, and Alexander Fleming in 1929 developed antibiotic penicillin from Penicillium notatum, that is the fungus. So now I will tell you, where do microorganisms live? Where do microorganisms live? Where do microorganisms live? Where do microorganisms live? So in this you can see that microorganisms are found in all types of places. Microorganisms are found in all kind of places. You can see that in air, in water, in soil, on plants, inside our body, and those of all other animals. And they can survive under all types of environments and extremely harsh environment conditions like hot springs and desert soil, saline water, ice cold water, and marsh lands. They are also found at bottom of the sea. So where do microorganisms live? You can see that they are found in the harsh conditions also, in summer season also, and cold places also, and inside our body. So they are living at the different places, in soil, in air, in water. And microorganisms are also present in dead and decaying organic matter. Where the microorganisms are present? Microorganisms are present the dead and decaying matter also, and these organisms help in the release of minerals to the soil after the death of living organisms by decomposing them. And microorganisms like amoeba, amoeba is the unicellular, it is from protozoans. Amoeba can live alone, while other like bacteria, fungi may live in colonies. Some microorganisms live as parasites, either outside or inside the body of the other organisms, and the nose, throat, mouth, and intestine of many animals, different kinds of microorganisms are there which are found inside the animal's body, inside the human's body and inside the animal's body, just as throat and in the small intestine and in large intestine. And even human beings are inhaled by a number of microorganisms, and you can see that some microorganisms can cause different kinds of diseases. For example, malaria. You can see that, you can take example of malaria. So malaria is caused by a protozoans. Malaria is caused by a protozoan and Plasmodium. That is the name of the parasites, is the Plasmodium, and Plasmodium lives as a parasite in the blood of human beings. Where it lives? Plasmodium lives in the human's blood, inside the blood, and it comes under the phylum Protozoa. Malaria is caused by the parasite, that is the Plasmodium, and this Plasmodium lives inside the human's blood, and it is a kind of microorganisms. And now come to the activity 2.4. So scrap your tooth with a clean toothpick. Spread the scraping on a clean, dry slide in a drop of water and allowing the scraping to dry on the slide. Then put a few drops of Crystal's violet stain on the dried scraping and leave the slide for few minutes. Now dip the slide in clean water 2 to 3 times and holding it from one side. This will remove extra stain. And then what you will do? Examine the slide first under low power and then under high power of the microscope and take the help of your teacher. What do you observe? You will see a number of small structures as given in the figure 2.1. These are all bacteria. Then what you learn from this activity? Then you can see that bacteria are present in the mouth. So by this activity, you can see that bacteria are present in the mouth. Having known that bacteria are present in your mouth, what precautions would you take to see that you do not get diseases? 2 things. Teeth should be brushed after every meal. Then mouth should be thoroughly rinsed with clean water. So you can also study bacteria by performing activities 2.5. So activity 2.5, you can see, allow cooked potato or other vegetables to rot in water. And after a few days, examine a drop of water under the high power of a microscope. Use Crystal's violet as a stain. Then you will see different kinds of microorganisms. Oral questions are given on page number 15 and you have to do with yourselves. Oral questions, you can see, name 2 categories of microorganism. In categories, you can give bacteria and fungi, and name 2 industries where the given microorganism is used. And after that, you will give 2 uses of fungi for human beings and which fungus is found on the bread slices. Name the protozoans which causes the disease malaria. Now only I told that is the Plasmodium. So oral questions are given on page number 15. You have to do with yourselves. Now come to the microorganisms and our life. Microorganisms and our life. Microorganisms and our life. So in this you can see that microorganisms and our life. So some microorganisms are very useful and some are harmful. So microorganisms play an important role in our life. Some are very useful, some are very harmful. Some of them are useful. You can see in different ways useful microorganisms. So first I will discuss about the useful microorganism. You can see that preparation of curd, bread, cake, idli, dosa, cheese, while we are preparing these, then we can see that here microorganisms are used. And in agriculture, to increase soil fertility, microorganisms used. Then in industry, to produce alcohol, wine and vinegar, that is the acetic acid. And in medicines, to produce antibiotics and vaccines. So microorganisms are used in this. Cleaning the environment and food. Cleaning the environment and food. So useful microorganisms, you can see that they used while we are preparing curd, cheese, bread, cake, idli. We use the microorganisms. And in agriculture, to increase the soil fertility. In industry, to produce alcohol, wine and vinegar. And you can see that in medicines, to produce antibiotics and vaccines, and cleaning the environment and food. So these are the useful microorganisms. While we are making curd, making of curd is a process in which the lactose, that is the milk sugar of the milk, is converted into lactic acid by the action of certain bacteria, that is the lactobacillus. Which kind of bacteria is used? That is the lactobacillus. While we are making curd, lactobacillus, it is a kind of bacteria. It is used in the making curd. While we are making curd, how curd is made? First, you will see a little bit warm milk, and then you have to put fresh curd and keep the milk containing vessels in a warm place, and after 5 to 6 hours you will see that it will looks like curd. And when the curd, in fact, it contains some bacteria, of which that is the lactobacillus is one of which promotes the formation of curd. And when warm milk is mixed with the curd, lactobacillus starts growing and convert milk sugar of the milk, that is, into the lactic acid. And when this, in turn, it begins to make the milk thicker, and that finally curd is made. So this is the method how we are making curd. So after that, once the curd is made, it is transferred to a cooler places, and this is done in order to reduce further growth of bacteria, and the bacteria would make it sore by excessive production of lactic acid. So till here, today I discussed about where do microorganisms live and how to make curd. So till here you will take a revision.